I'm Allan Anderson, born September 12, 1934, Takotna, Alaska. My mom. She's from St. Michael's, and my dad is from Norway. He was a fisherman and a trapper. Then my dad was working in, he was a baker. He was baking for the miners over there in the mining camps. Rolls, bread, pies, and stuff like that. He's a good baker. I worked there for a year, then moved to the landing, spent a winter there, moved up here to McGrath, and from McGrath went up on the Nixon up there, and spent, lived up the year round in the trapping cabin. So. And that's the way you make a living, trapping in the winter, cutting wood. Then when spring comes, they all move back down here and look for work. There's 12 in our family, Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really liked trapping. But in McGrath, there wasn't that many kids. There probably maybe a dozen at the most going to school. Well, it was just the one building, and grades from first grade to 7th or 8th, I think, and one teacher, and he teaches us all, Most of the time, a lot of us kids didn't get to go to school, because we were on the trapline year-round, and they never used to give us books and stuff to take out there then. But the only thing I can remember about school was over here. Then play out in the snow and go home and pack your wood. When you get up a certain grade, there was no grade there, so they shipped you to Mount Edgecombe. Like first going to high school down there. Yeah, didn't have no high school here. It's like being in the military. They had a big dorm down there, bunks, just like the military. All lined up, and everybody had a girls' dorm and a boys' dorm. And they played basketball, and that would be the first year of high school, I guess. I was doing okay, but I just didn't really care for it, and I left. That's my school. I guess I was looking out the window too much, so I headed back to the trapline. That was more fun. Well, we used to go later on after we left the old man, all us kids would go out there and trap too. We weren't kids anymore, we were getting to be teenagers and shit up there. We'd stay all winter, just come in once in a while, get a load of groceries, go back. You could come down here, they had this AC store, had a big root cellar here. They put these potatoes in and it'll keep all winter. So in the winter time, you could still buy some, fresh potatoes. And bacon, slab bacon was good, it'd keep quite a while, but stuff that would keep, Dried fruit. Beans, Beans was the main meal. Unless you get a moose, and moose are pretty scarce then too, so a lot of people don't get moose, because they weren't that plentiful like now. Well, you go out there on a pair of snowshoes and start cutting the trail out. We could, on average, probably 5-10 miles a day. Only thing you had to really worry about is, thin ice, and these lakes and around the beaver houses and the rivers. One time I got too close over there and broke through, but my snowshoes got stuck underneath the ice and I couldn't get out. But I had a hunting knife, so I reached down and I cut the straps. Then I got out. Just my legs were in the water. I was hanging out of the beaver house. Then I fished my snowshoes out afterwards and tied them back up and went home. That's the one close call I could remember having. You're busy all the time, really busy. Skinning, drying, stretching, all that stuff. Then you get a little stack of fur there, you head to town. If it was big, you feel pretty good. I saw him through McGuire's. Yeah, he was a fur buyer, so we used to bring them all down to him. And then he'd ship those when he did them. He shipped them to Seattle Fur Exchange, and that's where they sold them. But and it just goes around in a circle, you know. The more you catch, the better you do, like anything else, I guess. I was trapping here and I started a little early and the game commissioner caught me. And he took my license away. So I had nothing to do here, so I told Mom I'm gonna go join the Army, I said, you know. Yeah, I couldn't get in there or the Navy. Only thing open was the Marine Corps, that's the reason I took it. And I said I wasn't gonna spend my time over there in Fort Richards. In the cold, I've been here all my life in the cold, I said. So I'm going to California. That's where I took my training. Stationed down there at San Diego. Then they shipped me to Barstow and made a fireman out of me. I was, you know, the guy came up, well, the sergeant came up and said, anybody around here got a driver's license? I happen to have one because I worked for the Alaska Road Commission up here. And then truck driver. So I got picked, you know, as a truck driver. And I was in the fire department. Spent 3 years in Barstow, California. After that, I went down the scrounge around looking for work. When I got discharged, ended back up here and went right back up to the trapline again. A lot of people trapped years ago to make a living, you know. They were all over the country here trapping. The animals are getting pretty few, you know, so they put limits on them. I think we had 30 marten was the limit, just most you could catch. One of those nice days out there was out the breaking trail, you know. And I looked at that mountain over there, looked real close and it really shined up. So I said, oh boy, I can make that in a couple of hours. But it ended up 12 hours. It was quite a ways away. And they never had no trail broke until I came out over across the river over there. So I was kind of banking that I could take my snowshoes off, you know, and walk without them. Anyway, tired, got up here, went over to my mom's and opened up a can of peaches and ate that. And went downtown and partied and danced the rest of the night. I had a lot of energy then. Well, in summertime, everybody used to come down here in the McGrath because trapping's over. And they find work around here, mostly cutting wood for the steamboats. They used to have steamboats coming up here. Native people along the rivers, they fish and they dry it, you know. Tons of fish, dry fish. Like seeing that barge coming up there, they've gone just loaded with dry fish, you know. And they sell it to the trappers for their dogs or whoever, you know. And that's what they feed them. Some guys use rolled oats or mix it, you know, and throw other stuff in there so it ain't just plain fish. But there's one old timer up here had a dog pot so shiny you could see your face in it. When he cooked for the dogs, he eat himself right out of there because it was that clean. So, now he's cooking 2 meals, I guess. Them old timers were pretty good. Summertime, I went to work in the mining camps, quite a few years. And I got the bug myself, so I started mining for myself. But it was no big deal. It's kind of like a pastime thing, something to do in the summer. Yeah, we get a couple of little cats out there, a loader, pumps, you know, whatever miners have, it's out there. Go scratch around in the dirt, maybe get a little bit of an ounce or two of gold out. In other words, I work construction. I used to work up at Catalina up here. I had a good job there. Went to Amchitka when they set that bomb off up down there. Went and worked on that job, working for the Air Force. And always ended up back in McGrath. Yeah. Warren Magnuson, I don't know if you heard about the Magnusons. He was a Second World War P-51 pilot, and he was up here mining. So he's taught me how to fly. I got palsy-walsy with him, you know, and all he did was fly, so. That's when I bought an old J3 Cub. And a few years later, graduated up to a Super Cub. And we went on a lot of wolf hunting, and we had a bounty on wolves. We had, between Warren and us, we had 200 wolves on the river out here. You know, because the game wardens wanted to kill them off because the wolves eating up all the moose, you know. There was so much moose after that, we might have overdone it a little bit, you know, because all the brush along the river was eaten up. So we had to knock it off, you know. But there were still quite a few wolves, but that lasted for about 3 years, then they started going down again. But that was fun. Then I used it for trapping. Gas was cheap then, 60 cents a gallon. I don't know, flew quite a while, over 30 years, I guess. We were all sitting up there in the bar in Takotna one day, and you know, Dick Mackey, you heard of him, or Iditarod. They were just starting this Iditarod, and he came in the bar looking for sponsors or help, you know. So we got all us guys who used to run dogs all the time on trapline. We said, "We're gonna have a race from there." No, man, that's interesting. So I got into it after that. When we started, that old wooden sled I got from somebody's yard over here. It was already 10 years old and falling apart. Taking down the trail there, and half my team took off because the tow line broke. We used to use rope, you know, we didn't have the cable anymore. Good dog, so I see him going up around the bend about a quarter of a mile away, and I said, "Oh man." They only had 4 left in there, but they were chugging along pretty quick. Here they come back. Get it right back, so hooked them back up, tie a knot on the rope. Let's go. Well, when we first started the race, it was a lot of fun because everybody would camp out there, about 10 teams, and everybody's cooking up and talking and trading food back and forth. And they never really started racing until they hit Lunar Creek, you know, getting close to the end. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, just getting out and enjoying it. Yeah, did pretty good though. I came in second one year. And I was just chugging along good, you know, and happier than a clown. But I looked back there and I see this one guy kept right on my butt all the time, and that was Rick Mackey. And he kept catching me, and you know, and let me go. And I said, "I got that guy. He's going faster than I am. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do about it." You know? But I just kept going. So I got up on the coast up there, and I figured I'll just get away from him. I think I pushed it a little too hard there at the end, but the dogs are still going, but then he passed me up there by safety or something. I made some mistakes. You always find the mistakes when your race is over. Yeah. I ran it 8 times. Then I finally had to quit because I couldn't afford it anymore. But toward the end, there was to be a job, you know. Like old Reddington said, the race don't start in Unacleto anymore, it starts in Anchorage. That's about what it is, too. Dorothy Ann Miller, yeah. She grew up here in Takotna, too. Whole family, another family grew up there. And so did we. We kind of grew up together, I guess you might say, yeah. Well, some guy had a license here anyway, he married us. Yeah, yeah, we had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Yeah, we were married a long time, and she finally passed away from cancer, so. My daughter passed away from cancer too, so that was a bummer. Yeah. My son's still here in McGrath. Grandkids? 5. A couple of them are here. Yeah, the kids are doing pretty good. And they got their own lives out there. They're doing what they're doing, you know. Go get a job and work for a living, raise their kids if they're having them, and that's about it. Yeah, I don't know what they can do this day and age, but I know I had fun in my time. I can't give them any advice. Straighten up. Pay your bills. Make sure you did it on time. I gotta go ask them for advice. Hey, how do you do this? How do you do that?